Hello students, how are you today? I'm glad to hear that. By the way, my name is Teacher Jeff, your grade 9 health education teacher. Are you ready to learn our new topic today? That's great. Now, let's start. Vocabulary. Words to learn. Skills. Skills. Involve. Involve. Acquire. Acquire. Vision. Vision. Severe. Severe. Dexterity. Dexterity. Mimic. Mimic. Enhance. Enhance. Posture. Posture. Coordination. Coordination. Now, let's go to our lesson proper. Unit 1. Children's Growth and Development. Topic: Strategies for teaching fine and gross motor skills. What comes in your mind if we talk about motor skills? Okay, motor skills relate to the movement of the muscles of the body. Our body is covered with muscles, right? So, if we stretch our arms, jump, walk, or even talk or eat, we are moving our muscles. So those are what we call as motor skills. Okay, there are two groups of motor skills. The first one is fine motor skills. Number 2, gross motor skills. Two groups of motor skills. Number 1, fine motor skills are smaller actions of the body. Again, fine motor skills are smaller actions. I repeat, smaller actions. Now, what is fine motor skills? Okay, very good. Fine motor skills are smaller actions. Smaller actions. Okay, let's have some examples. Cutting with scissors, grasping a pen, and drawing. All of these pictures are showing smaller actions of the body, or what we call as fine motor skills. Okay, let's have more examples of fine motor skills. Paste things onto paper. Clap hands. Touch fingers. Button and unbutton. Work a zipper.
Build a tower of 10 blocks. Complete puzzles with 5 or more pieces. Manipulate pencils and crayons well enough to color and draw. Okay, these are examples of fine motor skills. Again, fine motor skills means smaller actions of the body. Again, smaller actions. Now let's talk about the second group of motor skills. Gross motor skills. Large movement of muscles of the body. Again, gross motor skills are large movements of muscles. I repeat, large movement of muscles. Let's have some examples. Walking. Jumping. And biking. These three pictures are showing large movements of muscles of the body, or what we call as the gross motor skills. Again, what do you mean by gross motor skills? Very good. Gross motor skills are large movement of muscles of the body. Let's have more examples of gross motor skills. Number 1. Walks up and down the stairs. Number 2. Balances on one foot. Number 3. Hops, jumps with both feet over a low object. Number 4. Climbs up and down a piece of climbing equipment. Number 5. Crawls, creeps, or scoots across the floor. Number 6. Picks up and carries a large object. Developmental issues. Number 1. Fine motor skills. Delays might be the result of poor vision, mental retardation, genetic disorders such as Down syndrome. Fine motor skills development could be affected because of eye problem, mental retardation, and genetic disorder. Let's look at these pictures. Number 1. Poor vision. How does a poor vision delays fine motor skills development? Of course, if a child has an eye problem, he or she could not able to do what he wants to do. Meaning to say, his actions are limited. Next, mental retardation. This kind of disease really delays the child's fine motor skills development in such a way that his or her brain or mind ability is not on the level of his age. So meaning a child gets older but acts like a child. Next, we have Down syndrome. How does it delays the development of fine motor skills? Down syndrome affects the person's ability to think, reason, understand, and be social. That's how Down syndrome delays the development of fine motor skills. So again, the three things that could delay the fine motor skills development are poor vision, mental retardation, and Down syndrome. Now let's learn about developmental issues of gross motor skills. Can be affected with those who suffer with genetic disorders such as muscular dystrophy and neurological conditions. By the way, what do we mean by genetic disorders? Genetic disorders are illness caused by changes in a person's DNA. Again, an illness caused by changes in a person's DNA. Examples of that are muscular dystrophy and neurological conditions. Okay, let's try to see these pictures. This is muscular dystrophy. Muscular dystrophy is a group of muscle diseases that results in increasing weakening and breakdown of skeletal muscles over time. The muscles becomes weak. Next, we have neurological conditions. Neurological conditions are results from damage to the brain, spinal column, or peripheral nerves. How to teach motor skills to children. First, let's talk about fine motor skills. There are many ways how we can teach or develop motor skills to children. Okay. Number 1, cutting along black lines on paper using scissors. That is the first activity that we could use to teach a child develop his or her fine motor skills. Next, trace or tracing lines and shapes using a pen. Next, coloring shapes and figures. These are just some of those activities that could be used to teach, develop fine motor skills of the children. Now, let's go to gross motor skills. There are many ways on how we can teach, develop gross motor skills to children. And one of those are playing jumping rope. Next, animal mimicking game. Next, playing hopscotch. Okay, these activities could help us to develop the gross motor skills of the children more easily. Teaching motor skills to children is important because it improves their coordination, enhances their self-confidence, and help them to move fluidly with better postures. Now, let's have some questions to answer. Are you ready? Just
I hope you learned a lesson today. Please don't forget to read your book at home. See you next time. Bye!